Okay, Martha, I'm going to need your microphone for a second.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Woodstock Television. I'm your host, Kenny Schneidman. I'm sitting in for... Whoa, I'm going to break the desk. I'm sitting in here for Journey Blue Heaven, who is hiding out in Ithaca, New York, and studying to be an organic farmer. Right, David? Is that right?
That is correct.
Yes, that is correct, sir. Okay, so we have a great show for you tonight. We have a few things planned. Let's see. What did I write down here? Tonight on the program, we're pleased to have with us noted celebrity journalist and author of a new book, Hats and Eyeglasses, Martha Frankel. Martha will be in a bit to talk about her book and gambling addiction and movies and all things like that. Also joining us tonight, we have from the Woodstock Farm Festival, Megan Reynolds and maybe Cheryl Paff coming to join us later, here to discuss what's shaping up to be the most happening thing there is to do in Woodstock each Wednesday between 4 and 8 p.m. Tonight's musical guest might be Steve Bergkamp, might be Jewel. We're not sure. They'll come in and play some tunes for us later on. And as always, our very own Aaron Sturble, the herbalist. The herbalist will be on hand with us tonight to share something new and exciting in the world of herbs. But first, Martha Frankel has been in and around Woodstock since the 70s. She's interviewed some of Hollywood's most well-known stars, including Leonardo DiCaprio, Susan Sarandon, and my personal favorite, Jamie Lee Curtis. She's my personal favorite. And she's also a regular on WDST's Sunday Roundtable and a panelist for the Woodstock Film Festival. Her first book came out in February to critical acclaim. I couldn't put it down myself. Can you get in on that, David, by any chance? We have no cameraman here tonight. We're just going to... Here's Martha's book right here on the edge of the desk like the pros do it. Right there. Okay. So there's Martha's book. And it's called Hats and Eyeglasses. It's a real page-turner. Welcome to the program, Martha Frankel.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for being here, Martha.
I'm thrilled to be here today.
Oh, it's great to have you with us. Let's talk about the book for a minute. I read it. You know, you gave me a copy, and I just couldn't put it down. I read it all in one night. It's and you and I, you know, I'm a little intimate with it because I built your website, so I can talk about it from a place of a little bit of knowledge. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your inspiration for writing the book?
Well, I was doing the celebrity interviews for a long, long time, and loved doing that. Still love doing it. And I had a new agent, and she asked me if I had any ideas for a book. And so I told her these 5 ideas that I had, and she said, "Oh yeah, okay." And then I said, "Well, but I've been gambling on the internet and nobody knows." And she said, "Oh, I could sell that." So that was really the impetus to write the proposal for the book. But I never thought it would get anywhere. And then she sold it really quickly. And then I had to write it. And then I had to admit to my family what I had done. So it's been sort of this backwards process. Most people go through something and then write about it. Part of the journey of the book is telling my family and my husband and friends. So
that must have been a cathartic experience.
Yeah. You know, people ask me if it was really cathartic. No, it was terrifying. Every part of this book was terrifying. Writing it, getting it out there. You know, I live in a small town. I live in Olive. Everybody knows me. The book has lots of sex, lots of drugs. It's crazy. Wherever I go, people are like, "Hey, how are you?" So I'm trying to live my life and have this book out there and feel okay that I told the truth about something that was very hard for me and still be in my body. But it's been an ordeal.
Yeah. What's the title mean? Hats and Eyeglasses.
Well, the whole title is Hats and Eyeglasses, a family love affair with gambling. And gambling was the currency we used in our house for everything. I mean, my first memories are about gambling. And I had an uncle who used to say when things were going really bad, when he was doing really bad at the track or at the card table, I'd say, "How are things?" And he'd say, "Oh, hats and eyeglasses." It meant that when you were drowning, all that you could see was your hats and eyeglasses.
What floats to the surface.
What floats to the surface. So that's what the book is about, and that's what happened to me in it. And so it's about my family. Thank you. That's nice. This is the craziest place I've ever been in.
I know, isn't this a creepy little studio?
This is fabulous.
This is what we have here in Woodstock, you know.
So yeah, it's been, this has been something, and Now they're going to do the paperback next February, so now we're looking to do a new cover and a new tagline. And
yeah, have you come up with any good taglines?
No, but my email is mail@marthafrankel.com, so if anybody thinks of one, email me.
Right.
Because we don't want it to say a family love affair with gambling anymore, even though that's what it was.
Or they can call 679-777.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You can call in to Woodstock Television and tell us your vision at 845-679-7777. If you have a great idea for the new tagline for Hats and Eyeglasses,
Martha's... Yeah, there's a great prize involved.
There's a great prize.
I don't know what it is yet, but there's something really...
An as yet to be determined
something
prize.
To do with the...
A free copy of the book. How about that?
No, the book and a bag, but something to do with the farmer's market, because I love the farmer's market.
Did you go there tonight?
I went last week.
You did. I was there tonight. It was a good time. We'll talk some more about that later. So you've been a celebrity journalist for a number of years right now, and you've interviewed some of the likes of big Hollywood stars.
I have to tell you my Jamie Lee Curtis story.
Okay, because I have a big ever since Elmo and Jamie, or even before that.
Well, there you go. I like her too. But I went to interview her, and the thing I'm best at is that I can do research like nobody else. So I went to see her. I had read everything about her. I had seen all of her movies. I knew about Chris Guest. You know, she's married to him, Lord Guest. I know what she doesn't like to talk about, or what she does. It was going to go great. And I turned on the tape recorder, and she started talking, and it didn't matter what I said. She just was like driving a Ferrari at 100 miles an hour, and it didn't matter what and I would try to ask her a question, and she would just go off in this tangent. And if I said something, she would just sort of smile at me like I wasn't there and go on. And all of a sudden, I had this image that I could literally fall over, die, and she would still go on, and anybody who listened to the tape wouldn't even know that I had died. And I started laughing. And as I started laughing, I mean, what could I say to her? You're so self-involved. I can't believe I'm here with you. I started laughing, and she said, "What's so funny?" And I said, "Well, I was..." And before I could say that, she started going off on the Ferrari again. So she was one of my least favorite interviews, but the interview itself was very funny and really interesting.
Well, we have this cute picture of you with Jamie Lee and her baby.
No, not her baby.
That's not her baby?
No, it's my goddaughter. I took my 14-year-old goddaughter with me to L.A., and then they showed up at the interview with the little baby.
Oh, I see.
So she couldn't not pick up the baby, because that would have been too weird. Right. So she did it, but she didn't like it. You could tell.
It was a Hollywood moment.
Yeah, it was a Hollywood moment.
So let's see. We have... have you been to the movies lately? Have you seen anything good?
It's summertime. You know, I hate the movies in the summertime. I'm going to go see Sex and the City this week, the next hot day. That's the only movie I'm interested in. But it's the best time for TV, the summer, because
what's on?
Big Love coming back next week. I mean, imagine Tom Hanks produces this series about these you know, what are they called? Those people who have more than one wife?
Oh, you mean the polygamists?
Polygamists. And, like, people are saying, oh, that's an interesting show. And then the whole world is watching them. It's so... Big Love starts this month. Weed starts this month. One of my favorite shows.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Mary Louise Parker is right there in my top 10.
I know. I love her. Rescue Me comes out on video last season. So I don't know. I don't go to the... last night was so hot, I thought maybe I should go to the movies, but I'm not really... I like watching movies at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a bad girl.
Yeah, where you can kick your feet up and do what you want to do.
You know what I hate? This thing I hate most. If I hear one more person coughing in the movies, I mean, all I think is I'm going to get sick, and I don't want to hear what they think. So I like watching at home, where you're not allowed to talk in my house. Get her off there.
Right. Okay, sorry.
Make her go away.
Oh, well, we have Janet Jackson here.
Yeah, Janet Jackson. That was
Let's
fun.
get a little shot of this one.
Yeah, Janet Jackson.
Damien, can you zoom in on that?
You know what? I did this.
I went with her. Janet Jackson.
I went with her to last year's ESPN Awards, the ESPY Awards. She was a presenter, and I went with her in her car. And it was the craziest thing, because there's like dogs sniffing and guys with mirrors looking under the car, and me and Janet Jackson and Jermaine Dupri in the car. It was just completely insane. And then I walked the red carpet with her. I'd never done that before. I've done it with writer friends, but I'd never done it with somebody who... There was 1,000 people there screaming her name. These kids were just... It was really exciting, and she was terrific. I didn't think I'd have a good time with her, but I did. You never know.
She seems like a very shy woman.
Yeah, she is. She's really shy, and they're screaming, Janet, Jermaine, turn here, and she's like sort of like a deer in the headlight, but really sweet. I think it's not easy being a Jackson. I don't think.
I don't think so.
It's
a lot to live down there.
Right. I was sympathetic to her.
My brother, he's not really part of the family.
Well, you know what? They had told me, they gave me the ground rules. Don't mention Michael. Blah blah blah. And then we were together like a half hour. I go, so do you see Michael? She goes, yes, I do. I go, how is he? She goes, well, it's been a very troubling time for him. I mean, she was very honest.
That's great that she could be candid about that.
Yeah, I thought she was great. I mean, she's not, going to tell me anything that's earth-shattering or a surprise, but it was fun.
Great.
Well, I just did a book review for the New York Post that's coming out on Saturday, and really excited about it. A really good memoir called Drunkard. I don't know if it's a hard word to say.
Drunkard.
Alcoholic, much easier, but drunkard. And it's coming out this Sunday in the Post. And I'm a total New York Post freak.
Yeah, you've been reading it all your life?
My whole life. And, I always say I don't read the news in the Post, but I sort of do. But I don't believe it. But I do read all the gossip. And my book was reviewed really well in the Post, and that was exciting. But then they asked me to review this book. So that's what I've been up to.
Uh-huh. And what else is on your schedule? You have doing a little book tour?
I did a huge book tour. I'm still doing it. Yeah, I'm doing the Stone Ridge local library fair on Saturday, big local author signing. I'm doing the Fleischman's Library the week after. It's all on my website, marthafrankel.com. Kenny does my website. He's a genius.
Wow.
And that's really been great. And I'm doing some readings this summer with Susan Richards and Abigail Thomas in Woodstock. That's a really big deal for me. I love them. I never thought I'd say this, but I'm working on another memoir. Has a lot to do with Woodstock in the 70s.
Oh, great. We'll all look forward to reading that, I'm sure.
And so that's what's going on in my life.
Is that one going to be full of drugs and sex also?
Yeah, probably.
Good. We'll really look forward to that.
I'm sure there's, Mm-hmm. I don't want to say. I mean, I never thought I'd write another memoir. I am so over me, and this has been a little embarrassing. But then Susan Richards, who wrote Chosen by a Horse and has a new book called Chosen Forever coming out, emailed me and said, I think you're making a big mistake. There's still things we want to know. And I realized that the next book doesn't have to have my blood on the pages.
Right.
You know what I mean? It could just be a story. So I'm trying to do that one. And actually, I'm having a lot of fun.
Great.
It's going really well.
Well, thank you. Great luck with the next book.
Thank you.
More luck with this book.
Thank you. It's
available everywhere. Thank you so much
everywhere.
for being here. And you can check it out. You can check out Martha at marthafrankel.com and buy her book at all of your popular book outlets, virtual and real. Thanks, Martha.
Thank you, Kenny.
Okay. Here. So we'll let you out.
Okay. Thank you. Is this, are we on now?
Yeah, we're still live because we have no commercials. Commercial free. Well, all right, Martha Frankel. So we have some other things coming up on the program today. I had a little video that I shot at the Farm Festival, but I have a feeling we're going to have to let that slide because it was terrible. It was just terrible. But why don't we go on to our next segment here? Jewel, did you bring a guitar?
I didn't know. I think I
You didn't? Okay, well, the bird camps might be out there.
Yeah,
so are they ready? Well, why don't we talk to Megan for a couple of minutes and then we'll bring the bird camps in, okay? So, where was I? Megan Reynolds and not Cheryl Pfaff, who we were hoping would be here, are here to discuss what's shaping up to be a very cool thing to do in Woodstock on Wednesday evenings. I was there, and I have to tell you, half the town was at the Woodstock Farm Festival this evening. I mean, there was live music, some mellow jazz, and lots of good food, and as always, a colorful representation of the heart and soul of this town. And it took several years, if I'm not mistaken, and a ton of phone calls to bring this baby to fruition, but finally the cards have fallen into place and it's become a reality. From the Woodstock Farm Festival, please welcome Megan Reynolds. Come close. Yes. Hi. Hi, Megan. How are you?
Good.
I just met you today.
I know.
It's nice. Thank you for coming to the show.
Yeah, no problem.
That's
Thanks
great.
for having
Why don't
me.
you give us a little bit about the Farm Festival for those who don't know what's going on over there?
Okay, so the Farm Festival started 2 weeks ago, and it's on Wednesdays from 4 to 8, and it's a farmer's market, and then it's also events and music and restaurants. So the idea is that you come and you do your shopping, and then you just hang out, and it's supposed to be, a real community event, which is what it's shaping up to be.
Oh yeah, very much a community event. I saw all the local yokels out there tonight.
Yeah, there are a lot. There've been lots of people.
So tonight I had some good food. I tasted some wonderful organic strawberries and had some lemonade and bought some basil to put in my garden. It was very exciting. Now, what is your official role with the Farm Festival?
Well, I'm on the Farm Festival committee, and I was also on the vendor selection committee when we were choosing vendors. So, but yeah, we sort of all started. This has been going on for years, and I really didn't get involved in it until this latest incarnation, which started in the fall. So, but
Cheryl couldn't join us now.
Yeah, Cheryl
started this thing out a long time ago, didn't
exactly, and she's sort of she's the engine. She's really running things.
Yeah, she's been talking about it as long as I've known her, which is several years.
Yeah, so, she runs the Rhinebeck Farm.
Right, that's right.
Farmers Market too. So this is a really big deal for everybody involved.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. I think it's a wonderful thing to bring to town. It really pulls the community in there, and to do it on a weekly basis, you can almost hang out there.
Yeah,
on a Wednesday night, make it like, hey, I'll see you there on Wednesday night.
Exactly.
We'll get something to eat. We'll have a little music, and we'll hang out in town. And on the summer evenings, I think it's going to be fabulous.
Yeah, I think so too, and you really can. And then all kinds of people are like coming in, and you see more people that you know, and you just end up being there for a really long time.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And it's funny because I was sort
of
like
a street fair.
Exactly, yeah. And I was really I'm more jazzed about the whole farmers market part, but the event is really great, and I'm really enjoying just being there. So.
Are you an organic farmer too?
Well, no. Kind of. I have a really big garden, which I try. It's about a 1/4 acre. So
that's a pretty substantial piece of land to cultivate.
Yeah.
I have a little piece of garden about this big. I have my 4 basil plants.
Well, there you go.
I should have enough basil for my pesto.
Yeah. Well, that's all you need,
Yeah, I think so.
So it's I have been gardening and farming for a long time, but I wouldn't consider what I have a farm. But I think that this is really exciting because it is important too.
Well, one of the things I heard being talked about tonight was the whole concept of everybody having their own little farm, of everybody being able to produce their own vegetables and what have you. And, David was talking about it earlier, in fact. Are you with me on this, David?
Yes, sir.
Obviously, David has nothing to say about the topic.
Well, actually, we're pushing right now with the Environmental Commission to get more community gardens put in town, so that instead of just having the one community garden at the rec field, we could have several community gardens, one in Bearsville, one in Willow, one in, over by Wittenberg, so that more people can have access, because the one in the rec field is totally booked up. There's no space.
There's a waiting list and everything. So, grow your own food, and that can be kind of hard around here because it's shady and rocky. So it's nice to have those places where you can just get a plot and you don't need that much space.
No, to have a community garden, and it really fosters community and cooperation, and everybody shares and gets to know each other and love one another and hate one another as well.
Exactly.
You can even see people you don't like in town.
All the emotions going on there.
I saw plenty of people there today I don't like.
That's what that's what community's all about.
Absolutely, absolutely. So. Well, I want to thank you for coming out tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
If there's anything else you'd like to share, maybe you want to tell us about the website for the...
Oh, good call.
Right?
Yeah. So, the website is woodstockfarmfestival.com, and there's also a blog which sort of is updated more frequently and tells about all the events, although the event calendar.
Do you write the blog?
Website. No, Cheryl does.
Cheryl's a blogger, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
And Nikki, who runs the event, she also...
Nikki Goldbeck?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So she's in charge of the events, and I think that they both write the blog together, and it's linked to the website. So for all the latest information, it's on the blog, but the events calendar and stuff is right on the website.
So is that WoodstockFarmFestival.com?
WoodstockFarmFestival.com.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I see some musicians coming our way, Megan. You want to stick around and listen to some music?
Sure.
Good. Okay, so Megan's going to stick around with us. We have, you guys are walking right in front of the cameras here. You ever been on TV before?
I don't think you can do anything with that in this room.
Yeah. You got to stop walking around in front of the cameras, though. There, Colin. Colin.
Colin, you're ruining close up. Close up again.
Come on, Colin. Don't mess up my close up. We don't have any video segues. We came ill prepared for that sort of stuff. We have a studio semi full of ragtag musicians, and I guess we're just gonna let it rip, huh, guys?
You can't be afraid.
What am I going to play?
We just gotta let it rip. Yes, very good. We're gonna just
Presenting the Bergkamp brothers.
Okay, you boys ready?
Yes.
Let's just rip right into it.
All right.
Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Bergkamp and the Ragtag Trio. Colin Bergkamp, and Damien the drummer.
Ragtag!
The Ragtag Trio. That was a lot of fun. That was pretty good, right, Nick?
Oh, yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. That was the Neil Young song, right? I think that was the Neil Young song. You didn't play a lot on that, Damien, did you?
Oh, that's a warm-up song.
That was their warm-up song. All right. You guys will come back in a little while and do another song for us?
Yes, we will.
All right. We're going to go rehearse another tune. We're counting on the Woodstock's own Aaron Sterbel, the herbalist, to join us somewhere down the line this afternoon, this evening, here on Woodstock Television. Why don't we see if we can drum up some phone calls? Come on, anybody out there watching? If you are, call us here at 679-7777. Call Woodstock Television and tell us your vision. Thanks for being here, Megan.
Yeah.
See you soon. See you next Wednesday.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe I'll shoot some half-decent video this time.
That would be great.
All right, so now I have to just kill time here on TV, huh? Until, boy, at least I had the help of a pretty girl a second ago. Oh, David's going to join me. Excellent. Dave, what have you got to say? You going to come sit in this chair? You want this chair?
I don't care.
I'll move over.
We'll sit wherever.
Okay. What do we got? Oh, look at that. Tearing up the studio. Tearing up the studio.
Why don't we stick with the focus on this idea of doing the gardens?
Yeah, community gardens. Community gardens. Why don't you tell me more about that?
Well, something else that I would love to see happening is that a garden, as you're saying, is a place where people get together and gather.
Yeah, it's a community place.
And grow food. But it also can be a place to experiment with different agricultural technologies like composting.
Ah, yeah.
And composting to me is so exciting because I've seen composting devices that you can use compost to make methane gas, which can create electricity, or it can be used to run an engine.
Sure.
Or you can use compost. Anytime you do an effective compost, it creates a lot of heat.
Yes.
And I had a professor back in college who brought us to his greenhouse. He had a compost-heated greenhouse.
Oh, yeah.
And I went in there in the middle of late fall, so it was cold outside. We're all wearing jackets. And when we went inside there, it was warm, toasty, and humid inside his greenhouse.
Being heated by his compost.
Completely
Doesn't that have
heated.
kind of an odor, though, maybe?
No, it didn't have any odor because the way he had it set up was that there was a filter. So they had a vent that was going right into this huge compost pile. It was mostly plant waste. So I don't think he was using dung or anything else like that. But he was using the plant material. And he had a vent that went into the middle, and then that's where most of the heat was created. The heat would pass through the vent, and then inside the vent he had some type of air filter and an opening and closing device.
And there's some sort of fan in there, I guess, right?
I don't think there was a fan, actually. I think all they had was a vent that opened and closed. And because, if there's a lot of heat inside the compost, the heat wants to escape.
And what is this, underneath?
It wasn't underneath. It was
rise?
right on the side of the greenhouse was a compost pile, and the vent came from the bottom.
I see.
So it wasn't coming from underneath, but it was coming towards the bottom of the area. And the vent would open when the thermostat told it to. All the heat would come in, and it didn't smell because I believe he had a filter. I never saw that, but there was no smell at all. And when it got too hot, the thermostat would close. And it would close the vent, and so then it maintained the temperature.
That's fascinating.
I mean, wouldn't it be amazing if we start heating our houses with compost?
It's being done. There's a place in Arizona called Arco Santi, which is a experimental community, and all the all of the buildings there are designed to utilize passive solar energy and the greenhouse effect and a variety of other sustainable energies to provide energy for the entire place, which is designed to hold 5,000 people. Feed, employ, energize 5,000 people.
And the whole building is...
It's not just a building, it's a series of buildings.
Are they all heated by compost?
No, they're not all heated by compost. They're all heated using a variety of sustainable energy resources, such as solar, passive solar, the greenhouse effect, the apse effect. They're built into the south side of a mesa. The buildings are built on and in a mesa that faces just about due south. and each of the buildings are angled in such a way that they maximize the use of the energy of the sun to collect energy as well as to shelter out the sun in the hot summer months.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
So back to
they use the greenhouse effect. The whole south face of the mesa.
Sure.
South face of the mesa is covered in greenhouses, and the greenhouse heat rises up to the living areas up top.
I think most greenhouses use the greenhouse effect.
They do. That's why they call it the greenhouse effect. Fascinating, right?
But getting back to that, wouldn't it be cool if at some of these new community gardens, if we put in, greenhouses that were compost heated, so that not only do people have a chance to farm on a piece of land that's not their own, say they live in an apartment, but then you get an extended growing season as well.
Absolutely.
Because you can grow into the fall.
I think it's a great idea, and maybe there should be some sort of program around here that enabled people to build small greenhouses adjacent to their homes. Maybe there's resources where buildings that are coming down and there's excess amount of glass and framing and that sort of thing that can be provided to people building community gardens. There's a lot of material out there that's not being used or that's simply going into a landfill because somebody wants something new. When they take down a building, when a business retools or what have you, there's lots and lots of materials that simply go out the door that we could be using again, right? That's important stuff.
This is so funny.
This is very surreal.
I've never seen this happen before.
We're in the studio all
by
alone.
ourselves.
There's 3 cameras pointing at us and a bunch
only
of microphones.
one of them's working, and
it's that one.
That one. Okay, so we'll look and see.
It's you.
From now
we're
on.
looking right at you.
Herbalist.
Aaron Sterbel
shows.
Aaron Sterbel usually rolls in here about maybe 9:45 to 10 or something like that. I think we're going to try to.
He was hosting the show. He was hosting the show.
He got here on time. Yeah, but
those days he actually showed up.
I spoke to him earlier today, and he said he'd be here maybe a little early.
We've got the word, the Sterbel word.
But it looks like we might have another opportunity here for a musical segment, right?
We got another tune coming up. I think
Is that right?
Would I be correct in saying it would be Jewel McGee?
Jewel McGee Egging. He's going to do a tune for us,
and with accompaniment by. Mr. Colin.
Okay, Colin Bergkamp.
Get the board.
Okay, David, why don't you go do that, and I'll introduce these people. Okay, so wait, where are we? Hey, Colin, get out of my way.
Okay, we're just going to try to do something here.
Okay, so Colin and Jewel McGee Egging. And Jewel, I have to say, you look fantastic today.
Oh, thank you. That's just because Journey's not here. If Journey was here, you'd be telling her she looks fantastic.
No.
Everyone wants to be Journey.
This isn't working.
I'm going to step out of the
Does this get shorter somehow?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So what are you playing for us today, Jewel?
Okay, we're going to try to do something.
You want to make it shorter for you?
Yeah. All right, here, let's try here.
Okay, just give it a minute, tune up or something, okay? This will just take a second.
Without any sugar, I'm hooked on sunshine. Without any sugar, there is a sweetness to my wine. Without any sugar, I'm hooked on sunshine. Without any sugar, I'm so gosh darn happy all the time. Isn't it romantic being crazy about Elvis? Isn't it romantic? You can see him anytime. Isn't it romantic being crazy about Elvis? Isn't it romantic being so happy all the time? Silver screen, shine down on me. Silver screen, love me like you're supposed to. Silver screen, shine down on me. Silver screen, love me like you're supposed to be. Without any sugar, I'm hooked on sunshine. Without any sugar, there is a sweetness to my wine. Without any sugar, I'm hooked on sunshine. Without any sugar, I'm so gosh darn happy all the time. All right. If I didn't do anything else, I gave someone a really good idea for a song. Hopefully.
That sounded great. That was a beautiful song. Was that your song, Joe?
Yeah, that was my song.
Joe, that was great.
That was great.
Beautiful.
Okay. On anyone.
All right.
There's no camera on anyone that I can.
Hello?
There's no cameras here. We don't have any cameras.
There we go.
There's no cameras.
Here we go. We're back on
So
camera.
don't get a shot at
What a show we've got going for you here today, folks. We have. Wait, Aaron. You want me to introduce you or what? You just gonna sit in?
Well, I
Just
need an
gonna jump in?
introduction every time.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, your friend and mine, the rock and roll herbalist.
The rock and roll herbalist. Yeah, I was thinking of bringing in the guitar, but I didn't. Today.
All right.
But
Aaron Sturble.
I
ladies
have
and
this
gentlemen.
book that I think everyone should know about. It's called Gnomes.
Oh, I have that book.
And I got this particular copy in New York City in a used bookstore for very cheap, for like $2.
Beautiful
Amazing.
book. It's got beautiful illustrations.
Awesome illustrations. They
Let's
talk.
take a look at some of that.
Yeah, I think gnomes really had the right idea. They live till they're like 200, 300 years old, 400 years old actually.
By what calendar?
By our calendar, actually. And they don't get along too well with cats. Cats, they
Cats and gnomes don't get along?
No, cats.
No wonder I
cats
never really
go after
see them
gnomes.
much around my property, the gnomes.
Yeah.
They don't really hang out by
Birds
me.
like them. They're 7 times as strong.
Birds are 7 times as strong as a gnome?
No, the gnomes are.
7 times as strong as a bird?
As a man.
As a man.
If he were proportionately to his size.
Oh, I see. You mean a gnome could take on 7 guys.
Oh, yeah. But they don't worry about stuff like that because they're very peaceful. Except for the evil gnomes, because there are some evil...
What about ogres and trolls?
But what I
Aren't
really
those
like
gnomes
is they
technically?
build their houses. The polecat sometimes, they have a polecat trap. But
What exactly is a polecat?
Polecat's kind of like a mix between like an otter and like a mink. But not really. They can swim, but
Not really.
But look at this. They're building the inside of their house. It's cool.
You speak with such definitive unsuredness.
Yeah, well, you have to be. No, but what I really wanted to talk about was the gnome herbs here.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're
wait,
an herbalist.
a main meal consists
Tell us
of
something new about herbs.
beans, peas, hazelnuts, mushrooms for breakfast, one small potato, all sorts of vegetables.
That's how we should be eating, isn't it?
Applesauce. Yeah.
This is the kind of diet we should have.
I agree.
Right here. Do we have any camera people in this
So
joint?
no, there's no camera people. It's all over.
See that? This is the kind of diet we should be eating right here.
It's true. Mostly nuts and seeds and fruits.
And you can get this at the Woodstock Farm Festival. All of this stuff. You
Yeah.
can get there, as well as your organic honey.
You know what else you can get if you have a garden? If there was a community garden that wasn't full, then if you're one of the people that actually is putting in the time, good for you. It'd be nice to have some more. Maybe people could get produce like this stuff that I got in my friend's garden just now, actually.
Oh, you brought something?
Well, yeah, I was thinning out some stuff, and I decided to bring myself a salad. And now we're going to talk. It's going to have a different spin. We go herbalist the cooking show.
Oh, look at this. What do we have here in the Tupperware?
We have some nice fresh lettuce with possibly with some slugs. So I'm going to take the plunge here. If you watch those expedition cooking shows, no problem, right?
Right here.
I took most of them out.
Right.
I'm pretty sure I got them all, but I was told by the authority, permaculturist, that there might be slugs in there because it was a very close environment, too much moisture.
Look
Slugs
at
are really
that.
lovely.
Look at that. Isn't that nice?
Well, that's just the basics.
Aaron brought us like a little. The slugs are just
I brought
protein.
me actually.
The slugs are just protein.
But it's okay.
Come on, you're not going to share?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm kind of hungry.
Aaron, did I mention that you look great tonight?
No, you didn't mention that actually. But here we have a semi-hard peach. Actually, is what we're going to do first off. You know, and not completely right. You want a little bit of texture here.
Felix, what's in the bag?
What's in the bag?
What's in the bag, man?
In the bag is a fish.
A fish.
A smoked trout.
A smoked trout.
Yeah.
The better to slap you with, my
From
dear.
Lenny B's.
Oh, Lenny B's smoked trout.
Yeah.
Out there on Wittenberg Road, right?
Down there on Wittenberg Road, I went and got a trout from his mother, who's a wonderful lady.
Awesome. Lenny B. He smokes some good trout down there.
He does.
We don't really smoke trout in my house.
No.
I hear Damien over there banging away, making noise. Rim shot. There you go.
All right, well, we got to cut this trout open here. Joe.
Yeah?
Actually, I got to cut this up first, but I'm going to put
You're
that
just
there.
going to cut it up here? I better move my laptop.
Nah.
I'm going to kill it. You're going to do something to it.
No. Although I actually had to kill a snapping turtle today, which was very heartbreaking, on 28.
Oh.
Yeah, and actually it was the same one that I pushed off the road a couple days before.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess he wanted to get to the other side.
He did, and actually I think that there really needs to be a turtle crossing right on 28 right there near the chocolate factory. Because
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Well, there are other snapping turtles. Actually, that's the second one that has happened to.
And
it was about a 10-year-old
where was this exactly?
This was on 28 near Chocolate Cheers, right there.
Oh, Chocolate Cheers.
Where
Oh,
the
yeah.
preserve is on the one side of State Land.
So he'll be getting some of that the chocolate turtle soup over there, huh?
Yeah.
Soon.
I decided I'm not taking it to make turtle soup.
Chocolate snapping turtle soup.
A little bit disrespectful, but
yeah. You know, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Saddam Hussein was a horrible tyrant, heinous war crimes and all that sort of stuff.
And you're his number one public advocate. He's like, every show he mentions Saddam. You know, what is this?
But he kept the price of gas under $2 a gallon, and I want to say that.
Use that line.
I know. I've said it again, and I'll say it
again. But I don't think he really did it.
I said it before.
I really don't think he was actually responsible.
I would have to say he was, because as soon as Saddam was nailed, as soon as that whole scene went down, the price started rising and rising.
Yeah, but I think that's all just a farce, actually. I think they're just rising it because they can.
Because they can.
Yes, exactly.
That's right.
Because who's going to tell them any differently? I don't know.
I think it's time for us all to tap into our backyards and see if we've got a little well.
I think everyone should start growing sunflowers and other oil-producing plants and go from there. But you have to get licenses to do that because, you know, you got to get taxed for the oils. You know, you have to be careful about that stuff.
You have to have a license to tap in your backyard, huh?
I think so.
Really?
Yes.
Let's eat some of this food you got there.
Yes.
Well,
I think actually
this show is winding down to a dull halt.
Oh, are you kidding? Come look at this trout. This is
absolutely fascinating watching Aaron make himself a salad. Damien bang away at the drums. It's just another Pleasant Valley Wednesday night here in Woodstock, on Woodstock TV. Nobody's even watching. I mean, if anybody was watching, they would have picked up the telephone and given us a call by now. 679-7777. And, you know, we would be happy to talk to you if you wanted to call us. Nobody's watching here.
Oh, they're not watching.
They're not
watching. They're watching you, saying that they're not watching.
Come on, it's Wednesday night after the farm party.
Oh, that Lenny B smoked trout is off the
Everybody have a little bit. Come on, camera people.
Why don't you all head on down to Lenny B's and get yourself some smoked trout?
And now we have vinaigrette, a little tamari, a little balsamic vinegar, some organic olive oil, and lime.
Lime. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
There you go. Thank you, my dear.
Thank you, Jewel. The lovely Jewel, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, it doesn't get much better than that.
No, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty delicious right there. All right, now let's just rock on out. Let's just rock on out here while Aaron has his late dinner, salad, and Lenny B's smoked trout. Lenny B's, ladies and gentlemen.
This has very high amounts of
Road.
iron and trace minerals in it.
Good stuff.
Where's it from?
Lenny B's.
The lettuce is very good. You know, people, remember, wild plants have 20 times the nutrients of grown, cultivated plants. So when you find a wild plant that's...
How do you tell a wild one from a non-wild one? Are the wild ones wearing sunglasses? Strawberries are... Susan.